All right. Hello. Hello, Internet. Hello, world. And welcome to a special edition of Wine Time Photo Rave.
Yay.
The show where we talk about video game photography and we drink things. I am Amalama and I am joined by our other wonderful dame, Mrs. Livin.
Hello, hello.
And our great group of guests. Got lots of people here. And I said it's a special because today marks the very first time or the very first event of our very packed up schedule for October, where we have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we joined the Game Pink fundraiser, and you see on your screen a little QR code and a link, and if you want to donate to that cause, you can do that through the code or the link, and we will dance for you if you do that live. And we do have lots and lots of things planned in October more, so you have a lot of chances to do that. But today is the first time. All right.
Yay.
So much for that. Let's get to business. Today I picked out another drink because I like saying funny German words on stream if there's no Germans around. And today I am drinking a herb lemonade called Vostok Tannenwald.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It does, right?
God.
And it's even made right here in Berlin, just a couple of just around the corner from my place, even. Yeah.
And it's a herbal lemonade. That sounds tasty.
Yeah, it's a herbal lemonade made from pine. Oh, not pine. What's it? Fir.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and apparently, according to their website, it was made by the Eastern government to contradict Coca-Cola. Because they didn't want people in the East to drink Coca-Cola, so they made this lemonade, which tastes absolutely nothing, even the closest like Coke.
Well, yeah. Hello.
It's not even. I don't think it's even supposed to taste like it, but it's completely different. But it was supposed to be a contra to Coke.
If you don't like the flavor of Coke, you could drink this. But if you like the flavor of Coke, well,
Right,
good
right. Basically, it's so tasty. I like it a lot.
Good luck with that. Well, counter yours, which is really unusual. I am actually drinking something with alcohol in it.
What you having?
I know. It's such a surprise. I am having a screwdriver with absolute vodka.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, in a little glass. Yeah, think about that. Not in like a big gulp or anything like that.
Sweet. And you got a little like a little umbrella in it too.
Oh no, I didn't think about that. But I do have the umbrellas.
How do you forget the umbrella?
I know. I'm
And a little
telling you.
cherry on top.
I know, right? I need all the decor with it. I'm such a horrible drinker. Shame on me.
Sweet.
That just means I need to drink more and decorate my drinks. That's all.
Yeah, or just decorate anything. Like anything you drink.
Decorate
Have your coffee
glass.
with a little cherry on top.
A little bear marshmallow floating around in it. No.
Ew.
Not that I had those, but I do. Thank
Mini
you.
marshmallows? I'd be surprised if you didn't. Alright. Jay, what
Well-
are you drinking?
Pepsi, always.
Oh. So also not
Unfortunately-
Coca-Cola.
Not never. No. Peasants drink Coke. There, I said it. Sue me.
Oh.
Oh, that's fighting words right there. I'm in Georgia.
Well,
That's
hi, Georgia.
Hey, we're gonna come get you and take your Pepsi.
Hi, Georgia.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the difference anyway.
There is a difference. There is a big
So
difference.
I've heard, yeah. So I've heard.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
We need to get the Pepsi money rolling on your show. That's
I'd
Oh,
probably
really?
I'd probably
Yeah.
go all the way out and drink Dr. Pepper.
oh no,
Oh my God.
God no.
Just saying Dr. Pepper immediately gives me diabetes. Sounds hardcore
Well, I
sweet.
don't think Coke's any better with that, but
Well, I know, right? It's a little deceptive.
right. Well, Matt, what are you drinking?
It's. I've just got some water here. It's too early for anything alcohol. I don't have anything really else much. So
The classic. Well,
yes.
you're in best company. Harry's in chat, and he's also drinking water. So
Yeah.
Right.
have a little water
There we
game.
go.
And Megan, what are you drinking?
He's muted. Oh
No.
no, never mind.
I'm good.
Never mind. Never mind. Sorry.
That's okay. I have a local West Coast cider, apple cider. It's a blend of McIntosh and Manchurian heirloom apples. It's an 11th anniversary from our local cider house.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It does.
Damn,
It is
now I'm really
fantastic.
jealous. That sounds really good. I want to have that cider. Cool. And local. It's awesome.
Yeah, we're really lucky where we are on the West Coast. There's a lot of local wineries, breweries, cider houses. Our local cider house just took over a local mead, uh, I guess a meadery for honey wine. It's pretty great.
All right. Oh, I just
Hmm.
noticed something.
What happened?
Yeah, Harry was just cast out from the chat because of the bot I have, which I apparently didn't set up correctly. I'm very sorry, Harry. That wasn't supposed to happen.
It kicked him out?
It did.
Weird. How's that possible?
Did he
Because he
say
said
bad
too
words?
much. No, he said
Wow.
too much. How do I change that? Well, remove moderator. There we go. There we go, he's back. Sorry about that. I didn't even remember I had that thing put on. It was just supposed to spam the chat with a link, but apparently it's not doing its job very well.
Wait. Oh, what did he say that was wrong?
No, he didn't say anything. He said too much. Like having a timeout because he had too many messages, something like that.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Well, he's back, so that's good.
Yay. All good.
At least he's in chat because he can't be here live. He has a very important exam tomorrow. We wish you
Oh, wow.
a lot of luck with that tomorrow. And we also had mostly VP who cannot be here live, but they send us the written statements. And one special one is leg 0412, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ame, who is from Japan. And they sadly cannot be here or follow our show that much because their English isn't that good. But the folks at BP Context were so very nice to help us translate his response, and also what we will say during the show that they translate to him so he can read what we say. But I feel kind of really honored that our team managed to break that language barrier
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
because we only treat in English, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to first image. You ready? And we are gonna start with Harry, which is cool because he's in chat. Oh, you don't need that luck. And the first shots are from Control. And apparently I'm too fast. In the wrong window. It's been working so well before the show started, and now it's starting to go down.
Oh, what's happened? What?
Yeah, I
Oh.
know. That was me.
Oh, okay.
Just assume everything that's happened is on me.
That's so funny. We were just bragging about like, yeah, we got this down. It's
I
just butter.
know.
Blah 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 blah. We're the best.
Should you probably ask the chat if everybody can hear us, so we don't get the
Oh.
like last time, or when was it?
That we don't talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
I
I
think
forgot.
I think they can hear us because Harry's reacting to what I say, so
Okay, good, good. Just
something
checking,
is going
just
on.
checking. Yes.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
Sorry. I'll be sure to forget that.
Well, thanks for reminding. I really completely forgot about that happening. It's been ages. All right, let's get to art and talk about art.
Yes.
So this was, I think, if I remember right, this was the very first entry we got for the theme, and it already blew me away. It's like, oh my god, if it goes on like this, that's gonna be just awesome. And what stood out to me the most was how the perfect duality in it. So these images were taken at so completely different locations in multiple ways. So the light in those is different, the available space is different you can move in, the objects inside that could be affected by that rush ability are different. They're even at very far away locations inside the oldest house. And so they were naturally taken at two different time points, and yet Harry managed to make them look exactly mirrored. And even from positioning of Jessie to where she is in the frame, even to how the jackets are flying up, so it's just really perfectly mirrored up. And I often even struggle to align my images to straight lines, so I was really impressed by that. And I asked him how often he tried to make that, and he said 5 or 8, and he doesn't really remember. And he just had to fast travel back and forth, especially when enemies were spawning, because it would just wreck the whole place. And on the message of the image, Harry says, I tried to reflect Jessie's emotional transformation. Jessie was blaming herself for what happened to her brother. She was full of regret and guilt at the start of the game, but throughout the story, she slowly leaves all that guilt and becomes a leader the Bureau needs. And that's also what he wanted to reflect in how the images were composed and edited. She says, I chose the locations on the photos specifically. The director's office, so the one on the right, represents the present and future, while the ordinary AWE on the left represents the past. I edited the photos to be opposite to each other. I chose cold colors and then added with slightly higher contrast for the ordinary AWE to emphasize the sadness and regrets, while using warm colors and a brighter look for the director's office to emphasize hope. And
Nice.
I really like what he has done with this, because with the edits, because it's so subtle, you almost don't notice that they are edited. So he managed to get the look he wanted and the feeling he wanted, while also keeping the look and feeling of the original game in those specific locations. And what makes these images such a perfect match for the Detours theme for me is putting it together with Control's narrative and game design. Because despite it having a linear story, the game feels anything but linear. Like, it feels almost chaotic if you go from here to there or from sector to sector, not in the normal order you would go in an elevator, but much very much out of order, going left and right and level 2 and 3 and whatever. And if you put that together with what Harry said, it works really, really well, because at the beginning of the game, her brother is all Jessie thinks about, and how she can find him and all the missions and actions she has to do. and all the side missions just feel like necessary detours on her road to finding her brother. But when the story progresses, she gets a lot more involved in the bureau and with what is happening and the hiss, and then she starts to realize she has to fight the hiss to save the bureau, and then also her brother with it. So her objective changes, and what have felt like detours start to become more straight paths and more her actual goals. So she's letting go of ordinary, the image on the left, and accepting her role as director on the right, just like it's in the pictures. So I really like that. It was really well done with the edits too.
Yeah, there is so much thought put into this. It's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that those layers. It's really deep. That's nice.
Yeah. But just by looking at the picture, if like, let's assume I don't know anything about the game, I like the lines that she creates when she's moving fast, and those those floating papers. Those are a really nice touch in the right picture. Uh, you can see the
Papers flying around,
yeah,
yeah.
the paper's flying around. Yeah, that's a really nice touch. I like that.
And it's so hard to catch it. Like the
Exactly,
lines
exactly.
and the
Yeah,
papers flying
yeah,
around. It's so hard
exactly.
to catch it with that rush ability and to get her in a good position and not
Yeah.
somehow awkward animation. So yeah, I can imagine it took quite a while to get them.
Mm.
It's a lot of, and then the thought in the background. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Is she wearing the suit in the right picture?
Yeah, she's wearing
Yeah.
her street outfit on the left, so
Yeah.
which fits to the ordinary, and then the director's suit on the right. So even the outfit match
Yeah.
the location and the story.
Mm.
That's a good touch. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Good. Next.
Yeah. And next up we have Megan with images from Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I
Cool.
really Megan, these are gorgeous. Do you want to talk a little bit about it, and then I'll talk about like what I thought about it or why I picked
Sure.
these.
So this is from the shrine on Iki Island from the Ghost of Tsushima DLC. And the when I saw the theme of detours, I was in the middle of playing Tsushima, and the biggest detour from whatever I was doing were always the shrines. As soon as I started seeing Torii gates, it didn't matter what I was doing or how uh, urgent it felt. I had to stop and do the shrine uh, little parkour. And the shrine on Iki Island is so stunning to look at. So I had been trying to get a shot with the Torii gates for quite some time. And here, the way the lighting and everything, I was able to position it primarily so that I had the nice flutter of Jin's cape, which I'm quite fond of in that outfit. And so that you could, in the center of the photo, see a Torii gate in the background. So you could see from the Torii gate he was under to the next one in the progression. And that was kind of how the shot started. And I didn't realize that I didn't really plan the second shot from the end of the parkour challenge. And then looking back through the gates toward the beginning. Um, so when I realized that I could get that Torii shot or Torii gate in the frame, similar to the first shot, I made sure again to line it up so you could see the second gate in the background, and then adjusted the wind so that the cape was blowing in the same direction, so that there was a nice comparison of line there.
Yeah, I like these two shots. They really spoke to me, and I like the fact that you talked about like how on the second one you have the I don't know, I guess the shrine at the end. That's not a shrine, right? Or the little these like little wooden things or whatever. But I like that, and I love that there's also this sort of contrast where one's lighter and the other one's darker. And I like the difference between like one has less trees and then the other one is full of trees. So it has this nice. Um, they both have like really nice compositions and they complement each other, and yet they're very different. And to me, kind of tells like a different journey to each. And I like the fact that you played with the wind and everything, which makes that game. I mean, the photo mode in that game is pretty sweet to begin with, but I love the fact that you can have this sort of wind direction in it too. So they're just really beautiful, and I like that you turned
Thanks.
black and whites too. Now, where did you originally take them in black and whites, or is that a decision at the end?
So the toy gate on the left was the first photo that I took, and you probably haven't noticed in the shot, but if you look closely on the beach to the left, there are actually two dead bodies on the beach, and they're just there as part of the landscape as you find in Tsushima. And they were unfortunately wearing really, really bright colored clothes. So they really stuck out in the photo. And I wanted to not have the eye drawn to those so prominently and instead to focus on the center of the image. Um, so I played around with some of the coloring as I was lining up the shot in the photo mode in the game. And I realized that by adjusting some of the lighting, that the black and white shot was actually quite striking. So I then matched it when I started playing around with the second shot and kind of envisioning it as a companion to the first. Um, and I did quite like the colors of the original second shot. Um, but I ended up choosing the black and white again for the contrast. It was also it was just right around turning into sunset at the first photo, which was organically when I happened upon the shrine. And by the time I finished, it had changed into nighttime, and I decided to keep the times organic to my playthrough instead of changing the position of the sun too much. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But it works together that way really well.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I've a lot of my early and still I'm quite active in the admittedly terrible photo mode from Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I'm really I'm really in the habit of taking multiple shots in different color filters. Especially since a lot of times from my television screen to my computer screen, sometimes colors and contrast and lighting is quite different. Um, and there you get so much more control with Tsushima. But just as kind of a backup, just in case, I tend to take multiples and then I can play with them afterwards if I need to. But these are, for the most part, I don't think I really edited these outside of the game. This is pretty much straight out of photo mode. I try not to do a lot of post editing.
Well, how do you like their photo mode?
For Tsushima, it's incredible. I really like uh, the amount of control that they give you, and just the amount of creative possibilities, while not being so open ended that you feel like you're in like a studio setting all the time.
Mhm.
Um, Especially compared to, I mean, I love Final Fantasy VII Remake so much. And as frustrating as that photo mode can be, I feel like it has helped to teach me how to deal with the challenge and how to deal with the constraints. So I feel like I kind of take that into every photo mode with me, since that's where I really cut my teeth on it.
Nice. Yeah, the GOT is just it's exquisite. As I play, I do the same thing. In most games, I edit possibly sometimes, maybe all the time at the end. But with that photo mode, you don't even have to because of the wide range of options they give you from weather to wind to all that. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and the game is so beautiful that it's easy to hop into photo mode. And even though you have all those tools, you don't necessarily need to use them all.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just like extra gifts. Yeah,
definitely.
that's beautiful. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, me too. I love
Next.
especially the
Oh.
the contrast between them. Like one is bright and one is dark. I no, you just talked about it, but
Oh.
I just wanted to say it. I thought it's so simple, but yet so extremely effective. Like
Right.
it's just a
it works.
yeah.
It- yeah, like and that's what I like, because you have the sort of lightness in the left, which is light. So it's a lighter sky, and even the composition is a little more simple with the trees in the background, and you know clearly can see him standing, and then you look at the right, and it's a little bit darker, and it's more ominous. So like there's it sort of makes you feel like there's a detour going on, because it's almost like a whole completely different landscape. And then you can see sort of the beginning where he's standing, and the end, which is the little kind of totem at the end. So it's well done. I like it. I think it really represents our theme well.
Sweet. You said next, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have Jay with photos from Assassin's Creed Origins, and yeah. So I think this might be a tough one to talk about without spoiling too much, but also I don't know if there's really so much to spoil. So I didn't really think that Origins had that many surprising revelations, but it's also been quite a while since I played it, so
No,
I'm not
there's
sure.
no spoilers.
Cool.
At least I don't think so.
All right. So tell us a bit about your shots and how do they fit the Detours theme.
Well, first of all, uh, I already had the one on the left with Cleopatra. I had taken it a few days ago. I was just waiting the right moment to post it. And then I saw your theme, and I got the idea of taking another one to like pair it up. And my thought process, I guess, was they're both taking a detour in life. One is lost in the darkness. One is going the other way or something. I didn't give it that much thought, but that's how I saw it.
Did
So
you take them? Sorry, please go on.
no, it's yeah, like one is going to the left to get lost in the darkness, and the other one is going to the right, and there's like a something, but it's unclear, it's blurry, but it's light. So yeah, they're both on a detour, so to speak.
Right. Um, did you take them in the discovery mode?
Yes,
In the
that's the only way. That's the only way to play with Cleopatra.
right, right. Well, you can. I think she's sometimes around as an NPC, so you can
Yes,
take pictures of her there. But the discovery
but right,
tours are just heaven for VPs. They
yeah.
put that
So
in.
so this is a. I don't know if this. I'll give you some tricks and tips here. So you can see they are both looking over their shoulders, and that is because when you're playing the discovery mode or discovery tour, you can see the places where the tour is starting is marked by this weird yellow light. So every time you're walking up to it, the character you're using actually turns their head, like they start to look at it. So no matter where you walk, they always try to turn their head to the
Oh.
light. So you can see they're both
Oh.
they're both trying to look at the light. I'm just as Cleopatra, I'm just turning around and she's trying to turn her head to see the light. And with Aya, I'm walking past it and she's starting to look back at the light.
Oh, that's
So that's how,
smart.
yeah, that's how I got those expressions.
Yeah, I was
So
wondering how you did that. If you like turn, 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 and
yeah,
trying to
that
get the right
this is
timing.
yeah, exactly. These both shots are just me for 10 minutes walking up to the light, turning around and trying to catch a, like you can see Cleopatra's the head decoration is on her left.
Swing, yeah.
It's swinging, yeah, because she's turning around so fast. So
It's
that's how I got
it's
those.
always
Yeah.
how you take walking shots too. You just spend 10 minutes walking back and forth
Mhm.
the same 5 steps to get the right
Exactly.
one
Yeah. Walking is one of the hardest things to
to capture.
capture.
Yeah. Right.
And this the first one took a long time, and the second one, well, that didn't take as long because I like her the on the right one, like her look. She's I don't know if she's looking at Cleopatra, like where are you going, or is she looking at us, the viewers?
Yeah, it's not completely clear. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I really like the framing of these, and Megan says the same in chat. It's brilliant how they match together. Again, mirrored each other, and also what fits it to the detours for me was Arya's story, which we sadly didn't see enough of in the game because the leading positions at Ubisoft marketing are filled with misogynist pricks. But at least we get some glimpse of her, and we can make up our own little story in BP. And so Assassin's Creed Origins should actually be about Arya and her way from being Arya, Bayek's wife, to Amunet, who was the founder of the Creed. And Cleopatra, as I see, is a very important stepping stone in that story from Arya to Amunet. And moreover, Cleopatra is also a detour of Arya on that way, because it's that her involvement in Cleopatra seizing the throne of Egypt and the betrayal with Ptolemy and all of that that's involved in there, um, that made her realize how corrupt and wrong the whole system is and the whole ruling class, and that you have to work in the shadows to work against the corrupt system, because if you do it openly, another one's just gonna step up in the place and do the same corrupt system again.
Yeah.
And I particularly like the expressions on their faces, because they both look at each other, kind of, but only with sort of a side eye. So um, it seems like they both have some secrets they're hiding from each other.
Mm.
And Cleopatra, for me, it seems more malice and evil looking, whereas Arya's expression is more suspicion and feeling that something isn't right, or something is hiding from her, or someone is lying to her. And I think those are matched really well with the background, with Cleopatra being in the dark and Arya being in the light, and having her way to Amunet and being work in the shadows to serve the light. Look how I put that in. Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, that's more thought than I put in that. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I can
is
see
that
it now.
good
When
or
you,
bad?
it's good. Like when now that you said it, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome how some. I think we have another situation the other way around later on with a different image,
Mm.
but it just shows how variable art is, and the expressions and the feelings we get from different photos. But for not having put that many thoughts into it, it's a great set.
Yeah. Like my only thought was like I have to pair Cleopatra's shot with like a mirror image light and someone standing on the right side of the picture. But it turned out well.
It did.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like it. Well, and then of course, I agree with everything Alma said. That's when I first saw it, I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. That's kind of really deep thought, especially since we know the history of what came out with the whole Ubisoft thing and the character.
Right. So
Also,
the images are the story that we should have gotten in the game.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly right. And I want to go on record saying that this is my second time on this show, and both times it's been a Assassin's Creed game, and the picture has involved women in a strange light.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
you're right.
nice.
Wow.
Maybe I'll stick to that then.
Every entrance.
That's my niche. Yeah.
So funny.
Oh, but didn't you have well, who was it? Someone in flames too?
I have many. That's my thing. Yeah. I set women on fire. Can you do a women on fire theme?
No, I'm not sure.
Please.
Right.
Okay. Next.
All right. Next up, we have Leg 0412 with shots from Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I just want to point that out.
Where's eggs?
Right. Where's eggs?
I know. I was sitting here waiting for him to pop up, but I guess he's not going to pop up yet. Okay, so I'm going to read the artist statement on this. The two pieces are meant to be contrasting. The first one is about stillness and oppression, while the second one is about liveliness and liberation. The work is a collage of 3 photographs, each of which I made a conscious effort to contrast. The top one shows 2 hands deliberately aligned and one hand swaying spontaneously. In the center is a bird's eye view of a stationary red car while multiple cars are running through the city are captured at eye level. The bottom one is a photo kept in straight lines and one tone, and the other is curvy and colorful. The collage is made with an awareness of contrast, but the overall atmosphere is most important so that it can be seen as a single photo. I don't always analyze my work this much when I upload it. I always put my own comfort first in my work. This opportunity has allowed me to look back at my work once again. Thank you very much. Detours theme. Even if you choose carefully or lightly, you will get to where you need to get to. So don't be serious and enjoy the life you have been given. So I thought that was a beautiful statement. Okay, so I had to write. I wrote down sort of why I picked what I picked, which ended up becoming like, I don't know, like maybe a page and a half for this particular piece. But the thing I like about, which is basically confirming everything you talked about, but the thing I like about this is that play back and forth, and that this image works not only visually via composition and color and whatnot, but it also works for me emotionally, and I would think most people that have a job and most people that enjoy their weekends. So when I looked at it, the thing that I'm just gonna, like, to the left side, it's more of a muted palette, whereas on the right side, it's still muted, but it's a lot more colorful, which again reiterates his concept of let me go back to his words real quick. His, stillness and oppression. Actually, I like the liveliness and liberation better. Um, and then you look at the hands on the left, and they're just sort of solemn, and they're together, and it seems like it has like an emotional energy to it. And then you have the hand on the right, which is just, outward and flowing and moving with the human body, which I love that because it's, to me, it's like a body language. And I just love being able to see body language that's not just sort of stiff in games. And the great thing about Spider-Man is both games, whether you're Peter Parker or Miles, um, their whole New York setting is so vibrant. And then on top of it, they've layered it with a population that also has different events going on through the whole game, which is just really cool. So if you stand still for a while, you can see things happening in the street, which can make for some cool photos that takes you out of the fact that it's this sort of superhero game. Then when you go into the second images, you have the static red car with the rain coming down, and then you have the taxi on the right. And the thing I really liked about this was the fact that your red and your yellow are conflicting to get, so it gives you a different purpose, right? It's not like the same car color. It's a completely different color, and then it's a completely different vehicle because one could be a personal car, whereas the other one is a taxi. So, which serves different purposes, which again can mean something different. And then you have your last image where you have on the left side again, it's a geometric, rain soaked windows, very, business centric, I'd say industrial. And then you go to the right, and there's this, just design wise, it's a neon light with this rounded corner side with this sort of happy go lucky type of font on it. And so I just like the way these work together and tell a story. And then the other thing too that was that excited me to see this was the fact that we asked for two images, or more, but ideally two, so you can show one detour versus the other. And this one, he sort of thought outside the box and popped into a triptych into each one, which I thought was like, oh, okay, I see
Yeah,
what's going
cheating
on.
a bit, cheating
Wait,
the
right,
system.
which is like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. Like, you're just like pushing boundaries, and I was like, oh, that's smart thinking. And while at the same time, it makes a deeper story. It walks me through. I'm at work and I'm tense, and I got to get in my car, and it's raining, and then I'm at work and it's also raining here, and then you go to the right and there's like no rain, right? There possibly is something on the taxi, but I'm not even quite sure about that. But so it's drier and it's more relaxed. So it's, yeah. I mean, the fact that he spent all this time thinking about it is just like really cool. I was just really impressed with that. Yeah, so it was just a really really good shot.
Right, there's no rain. I didn't even see that till now.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, okay, so there's color different, there's the colors tell the story, the muted palette tells a story, the weather tells a story, the body language tells a story, the cars tell a story. Like, I'm just like boom 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 boom, like
There's
it's
so much
just
story, yeah.
right. I'm just like, dang. Yeah, so no one, like my whole thing was like, oh yeah, it's like a page and a half of like, and then the result is, yeah. So just, all around good decisions, trying to pull all that together. So very well done. Love it. Okay. Next.
Alright. Oh, that was too quick. Next up we have mostly VP with shots from two different games. I think he was the only one in the show today. And one's from Death Stranding, and the other is from No Man's Sky. And these ones I picked mostly because they completely baffled me. I tried to make out, okay, what is the big story behind them? How do they connect to the Detours theme? And I got the travel idea and taking non-traveled routes, because Death Stranding is basically all about that. It's literally just walking. But
Yeah,
how do they
that
fit together?
Death
Sorry?
Stranding is literally, yeah, Death Stranding
Yeah,
is
Death Stranding
literally
is literally
Detours
about
the
roads.
game. Yeah, Detours the game.
Right, Detours the game.
Yeah.
And so naturally I thought, okay, I want to know more, and I want to hear what is behind these images and what is the stories they share. And what's best to do that than to ask the person who took them. Sadly, he can't be here, but he provided his thoughts in written form, and they are pretty great. And now, after reading them, I'm like, how the hell could I have missed that? Like, it's so obvious, it's so clear. Right, so he explains his approach to the theme as Detours was a wonderful theme. Not that the others I've seen are anyway less wonderful, but this will always be very interesting for me. I love, as the expression goes, to take the route less traveled. So this theme was perfect to explore, as that has always been my approach ever since being handed a copy of Zen and the Art of Motorcycles Maintenance back when I was young and ready for the world in '77. This in part goes towards explaining how two images taken more than 1 year apart from each other um, look in essence at the same thing, the path ahead and its alternatives. Getting there is half the fun, after all. And speaking more closely about each of the pictures, he says that for the first picture on the left, his inspiration came from Robbie Williams' character from that Poet Society, namely that when a change of perspective is needed, simply stand on the table to bring a different way of looking at things to bear. I like to
Oh,
try this when either stuck or even just for the hell of it, because it sounded wise, if nothing else, to get a fresh angle on something, and that includes a character, a subject in VP. And he says he even remembered exactly that situation in the movie when he got Sam to climb up on that vehicle, which is just brilliant. Like, oh my god! It's like, it's Sam on a car. Now it's that Poet Society. That's just a
nice.
brilliant stretch.
Yeah.
So smart. And the second one on the right shows the approach to a black hole jump, which for him embodies the essence of exploration itself. And it is a step outwards into the vast and unknown beyond, a choice made that you have no control over and will put you somewhere completely at random, often even opposite side of the galaxy. And especially No Man's Sky has become very important to him in that aspect, because he has chronic conditions that limit his means of travel for himself. And he used to walk a lot, but being limited to a short distance now is really not that much fun. And he says in No Man's Sky and many other open world games, I can walk for as far as I like and still explore as well as experience the worlds outside. I found this has been a fine alternative, at least for me, and so has become quite important to my worldview. And he felt that the theme itself was very philosophical, and the two images in combination represent the micro and macro aspect of taking different routes. And Death Stranding, and on top of being about actual travel and actual roads, is also about exploring yourself and finding the resolve and energy to complete what needs to be done for those you connect with. So this is the micro side of things, looking inside yourself and taking different routes inside yourself. Whereas the No Man's Sky image is basically the most macro representation of travel one could think of. He says a black hole jump epitomizes the ultimate randomness of a leap into the unknown. It's something like stepping through a door in Finland and arriving in the middle of Jagon. And all in all, it's a wonderful set and a perfect representation of the variability of different roads traveled. And I'm really happy that I got to hear the full story and how they both connect.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Right?
Yeah. Wow. It's deep.
Yeah, and if you think just composition-wise, they fit really well in colors too. Although they look completely opposite, like one is rather toned down, and you have a lot of nature in the shot with Sam on it, and the other one is almost completely abstract. But they still go in together to one theme of traveling roads that you don't know or traveling into unknown.
The colors are surprisingly similar now that I look at it.
Yeah, I really love.
I mean, yeah, you can see Sam's outfit in the everything happening on the ride. It has all the same colors, basically.
Oh my god, I have to disrupt now because thank you, Mark. Mark just
Thank you, Mark.
donated. Mark just donated to the to our fundraiser. Thank you, Mark. That's awesome.
You gotta dance. I've been blocked in the chat.
What?
Yeah, I've been placed in timeout.
Was it the bot again?
Well, I didn't get a message about that.
Yeah.
Did you get kicked by the bot, or?
Well, yeah, it doesn't say bot. It just said I had a timeout. It won't let me post anything.
What is going on in the chat?
Good question. Oh.
The bot is back with a vengeance. You don't turn me off.
Right.
Nobody turns off the bot.
Right.
Getting comeuppance. Well, yeah, that's an amazing description, and I love the colors. It's a really good piece, together and separate, each one. And then on top of that, we got a donation.
Right.
Yay. Okay.
All right. So I've deactivated it now. If it comes back, there's something wrong.
Okay. I'll see if I can like refresh. See if that makes a difference. Nope. Okay, guess I can't chat anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it just says I'm timed out by the owner of the video.
How about we said how awesome these pictures are, and I go on to the next, and you talk and I try to figure that out.
Yeah, that's cool. We can go to the next one.
So thank you, mostly VP, for this awesome set and your awesome notes. It was awesome to hear. I said awesome too much.
No, it's awesome. Because it is awesome.
Right. Okay. Well, next up we have Matt with images from Infamous First Light. And a lot of color.
Yes, lots of colors.
Go ahead and talk about what you were thinking about.
So there's quite a bit. There's a lot of different kind of almost this game almost kind of every definition of detour you could put into it. Kind of first and foremost obvious, I kind of the initial draw with the shots that I picked, why I picked them, is that the movement systems in this game are super varied and super fast, and you can cut across virtually anything using the neon light powers that Fetch has. The first one, she's kind of you can jump off of anything and kind of lower yourself down and hover. make those auras, the neon lights with her fingers. And the second one, it's just you can dash across the middle of the sky and just fly over streets and buildings and bridges, but in kind of a little bit more of a so you can kind of if there's a path block or it's going to take too long, you can make a detour and cut across wherever. But kind of and again, and also in terms of her character, and all the main characters in this series of Infamous is they're different. They're the outcasts. They're the people with powers. Um, that kind of thing. So they're kind of detoured from society, and a lot of them have their own personal issues. She and her brother got into drugs, and then it was amplified by. I haven't played it in a while, and so they just kind of they're kind of on the outside already, so they're already having to kind of take some detours to get where they want to be. But then they get these powers and they can do all these different things. Um, but in terms of the colors, I love the colors in this. Some of the shots almost take themselves with the neon and the colors. I know the one on the left didn't take me very long. Neither of them took me very long to shoot. Um, there's the game is already kind of contrasted and dark too at certain times of day. So yeah,
Um, the I haven't played this game yet, but the images I see from it are really beautiful. Just color wise, they're really rich, and um, and I love these. I would say the first thing would be the slap in the face from the color because I just
hmm
really a lot of color. Um, and I like the fact that you have this sort of first one, which is just a body shot, just sort of displaying the power, which I really love that. And then you have these like really kind of beautiful smoky light purple marks around it, so it makes for a really kind of an interesting framing of the body. And then I like the right side, which is just the character, I guess, kind of shooting to a destination.
yeah,
Um, and so it's and I just love that sort of purple that's like shooting off of her as she's going into the sun or whatever, with the cityscape to the right. It's both of them are really nice compositions, and they're interesting to look at separately, and together they work really well together. And I really like that. They're just really two beautiful shots
thank you. Yeah,
because it
yeah.
does have a photo, right? Like, what do you think
Is
about
that
the
the what? Sorry.
photo mode?
Yeah, the photo mode is it. Well, these two games came out early. I think this was 2014, and this game is a little bit of it's a side game and serves as a little bit of a prequel to Second Son. Um, and it's a shorter. This one's shorter, but yeah. So they have photo modes, but they were kind of some of the first kind of what we think of modern photo modes. So there's not too much to do. There's some filters, some depth of field, which is surprisingly good, and some zooming in and out. The camera can be a little wonky. You have to move. It's like the side to side is a different setting, like a different category on the photo mode than like the orbit, and it can get really you have to move both sticks at once to kind of get around the people, the character or the subject, yeah. Um, but yeah, but the photo mode is limited, but it as in other ones that are limited, it just makes it more of a challenge. But the colors help a lot with getting the shots to look great. So,
Yeah,
hmm
yeah, I like that. Yeah, well done. Very nice. And I loved what Megan said on YouTube, where it has like this ready, set, go vibe. Really does. It's a very powerful type of vibe. And I like the contrast between the static floating versus the action on the right.
yeah,
And that, oh, yeah, really good. I like it.
I played this game. Let me check my tweets. 2 years ago, and I have the exact same picture as the one on the left. Although mine has been this, you took yours at night, and mine is at daytime. But it is the
Yeah.
exact same. I'm looking at it right now. It's the exact same picture with the cropping and everything. Yeah.
Isn't that also similar to the box art? Like her
You see?
flying around, something like that? It's a beautiful image.
Hmm.
I don't remember.
Well, I might be wrong. I haven't played it.
Mm.
It's probably just the hands I
Yeah, the hands, because everything with them comes out. You know, the shot, their bullets and bolts come out of their hands, so their hands are kind of central to this series. So
Yeah, on the left one, the bolts. I have to say this. They look amazing during nighttime. I mean, it's just that color is so cool. Like you can
yeah,
see the smoke at at the night. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's so cool.
yeah. It's a nice organic texture that kind of surrounds her in the
Mm.
sort of smoke, and it's just really beautiful.
right.
Yeah.
yeah. For being, this is, remastered, so to speak. For PS4, for being kind of older, the lights, they don't look pixely or blurry as some older games lights can. So it's a nice touch there too.
Yeah, that's pretty. Um, wow, is this the end already?
This
No?
is the end, yeah. That was the last image.
No. Hmm. Well, it was a great show. You know, I I love listening to artists talk about their work and what they, you know, it's interesting when you, like, even when I do gaming photography, I think about stuff and then I don't think about stuff. I create a lot of stuff and I'm just like brain dead. And then there's stuff that's, oh, this is what I want to say with this. And so it's interesting to like take shots and then you go back and you look at them and, like what mostly VP did. And then you can find the meaning in them, or you purposely create this meaning. It's just really exciting to listen to. So, and this, man, you guys just nailed it. Another great show where people are like thinking about what they're doing. Well,
Yeah.
not just thinking, can talk about it and stuff. It's really good. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the theme.
It was good. It was a really good theme.
Yeah, yeah. I had to think about it, but it's what makes a good theme.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was really fun to think about.
Great. So we were thinking about because we had a bit less entries this time than before in the other themes, and we were thinking about, is it the time? So we had times when we had the theme for 2 months, and would you like 2 months better than 1 month? Do you have more time to think about it, or is 1 month better? Oh, no opinion. That's good. That's good too. I take
Well,
it.
that's that's so much responsibility for us.
Oh,
At
we
such
make the
short
decisions.
notice.
We
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. Give me a second. Well, I personally, I don't need 2 months. If I can't come up with something in a month, then I don't deserve to participate.
Oh, don't say that.
A month is plenty of time. That's what I
Well,
think.
we
It
all
should
got
be. It
different
should be plenty of time.
obligations too.
Yeah, but that's my opinion. My opinion.
Oh, you always deserve to participate, even if it takes you longer. I mean, if the
Nope.
theme is over, that's
No.
not gonna happen. But
Now it's going to take a bunch of Assassin's Creed shots.
Oh, I will. I will.
We're going to be inundated with female-centric Assassin's Creed shots.
right.
No, I think a month is good. September.
Month is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
September seemed to be a little slow on Twitter wise. Anyway, I think everyone's getting back into the fall, and they're everything summer's over. but yeah, so that may have been, but who knows? But yeah, I think a month is. I like the I like that.
Oh, nice. Good to know. All right. Do you want to know what the next theme is then?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Alright. Put that off. And we got how do I do that? There we go. Here comes the drum roll.
Support.
Right.
Exactly. The support. Fitting with our fundraiser.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the reaction we always love. It's always the same.
No, I immediately went to like thinking mode, like what can I do with this?
Yeah,
same.
that's always this. It's like, oh,
Mm.
the new theme. Silence.
That's
And you
a
can,
good one.
yeah, you can hear the gears clicking in the heads and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Got some ideas. Getting some ideas.
Cool. Already starting ideas. Nice.
Yes.
I can already tell this is gonna be a tough one.
They're all tough. Oh, but this one, um, this one, we're even gonna get a taste of our own torture medicine. Because, wait, let me go to the schedule. When you look at our streaming schedule for the fundraiser on October 30, we're gonna stream the Division 2, and we're actually gonna try and get photos for our own theme. So
Okay.
it's not just our torture for you, but we will have to do that too. Otherwise, we just go back in our chairs and say, yeah, well, you get tortures. I don't do. But this time we have to do that too. Of course, we do that after all of you submitted because we don't want to take any of the ideas from you away
Mm.
or copy or do.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to know how we do our own stuff, you're gonna have
So
to come and watch.
where can I watch that? YouTube?
Oh, right on the same channel.
Okay.
Right where we are right now. We don't have anywhere else to go.
Right, of course. At least until you get the Pepsi money, which I will guide your way.
Coke, you mean Coke? Coke.
Well, honestly, if they pay us, I don't care where the money comes from.
Right, of course.
Could be Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper,
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Bostock Tannenwald.
Now wait, what about Sprite?
Oh,
Get
Sprite.
in there.
Isn't that Coke too?
Yeah, it is actually. I don't know what would be in Shasta. No, that doesn't exist anymore.
I don't even know what that is.
It used to be kind of like a Sprite ripoff, I thought.
Oh, 7-Up?
No, yeah, oh, I'm gonna have to Google. Shasta.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Well, we are lucky if we get Sprite. For us, it's Zitronenlimo.
I'm sorry. What? Say that again.
Is it literally citrus lemon? That's what you said.
It's literally citrus lemon. Yeah.
Oh my
Really?
god.
We call it citrus lemon. Zitronenlimo.
Oh my.
Why? Because Sprite is too easy. We don't do
Well,
easy.
It
Yeah.
kind of sounds like someone's coughing a little, but I'm not even quite sure.
That's just German in general. Oh, sorry, do you have a cough? No, I'm speaking German.
I just said I want this drink. I don't understand your problem. I just want a soda.
All right. Thank you so much all for being here.
Thank you for hosting.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks
Thank you.
for having us.
You're very welcome. Thanks for the chat. Thank you, Matt, for the donation. And thanks, Harry, for being there in chat. Good luck with your exam tomorrow. Is there anyone else in chat? Yeah. Well, this was fun.
This
Yeah.
was really fun.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thanks, bye.